All right, I'm gonna get straight to it. These are just some films that I thought were really good, and not a lot of people have probably seen them, so I'm just recommending them. I know I've been the one to search for scary movies online because a lot of them, unfortunately, are shitty, and it's just an over bloated movie genre. But when you find a really good one, it's something special. So this is hopefully what these movies will be for you. But anyway, here's six of them. Number six being The Void. It came out in 2016, and it is available on Amazon Prime Video right now with the subscription. I think it is free. I don't think you have to rent it. It's also available on YouTube for $2.99. This film got a 77% on Rotten Tomatoes. Just a quick little rundown on it. It's about this police officer, some hospital staff, and other random people that all kind of get trapped in this hospital by these kind of culty, cloaked people. There are some supernatural aspects to it, and it really calls back to the 80s with the realistic effects that they used for the film. It's not all CGI, it's all realistic effects. All of it's like real like props and things like that. I thought they did a really good job with the film. The music's really good, lighting's really good, story's kind of fun. It's kind of like very 80s, so like, you know what I mean. But no, it's a really good film, and I definitely recommend it. Number five would be The Dark. This film came out in 2018. It's on Tubi for free right now, and it got an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. This film is kind of an odd one out in this list because it's not like a straight up horror film. At its core, it's really kind of like a love story, which sounds kind of weird, but it's also just super depressing in a lot of ways. But just a quick rundown on it. It's about this girl who's kind of like spirit, soul, whatever you want to call it, got trapped in this house through a tragedy that she experienced, and she is now a man-eater, and she sits there and feasts on people that happen to stumble by her. This boy comes across her, and they kind of go on this little journey and figure out some things about themselves and do some other stuff that I can't really tell you because it'll kind of ruin the movie for you. But it's not so much creepy. There are horror elements that are really good, but it is more of like a love story at its core. But it is a very good movie, and I do recommend it. Number four, Goodnight Mommy. This film came out in 2014. It's available on Tubi, Vudu, and Roku channel, all for free. It got an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. Only bummer about this movie is it is a German film. It is only available with English subtitles. They do not have any English dub as far as I know. That's not really anything that should deter you. It's a really good film. I'm a big fan of like atmospheric horror, and I don't know if this exactly does that, but it's unsettling. It's a very, very, very creepy movie. It's about these two German boys whose mom went to go get surgery, and she comes back and things just aren't quite right. She's not acting right. She's doing strange things. They're experiencing strange things. She's lashing out, acting in weird ways. And it's about these two boys kind of playing detective, trying to figure out what's going on. That underplays how creepy this movie is. I watched it for the first time back when I was like 17 or something like that, and it kind of fucked me up a little bit. But it's a genuinely creepy film. If you're wanting to get like uncomfortable, it's definitely one that I recommend. Number three would be The House of the Devil. It came out in 2009, and it's available on Tubi, Vudu, and Amazon Prime, all for free right now. Amazon Prime obviously needing a subscription, but Tubi and Vudu are free, and it got an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. The House of the Devil is a really good film. It's another one that harkens back to the 80s. It's kind of another love letter to the 80s as a film. It actually takes place in the 80s as well. It's about this college student. She's trying to put together money to get a place, and sees a babysitting ad on campus and decides to take the job. Things kind of unravel from there. It's on the night of an eclipse. It's got some more cult stuff to it, which is kind of funny because the other 80s inspired film did as well. That was like really a big theme, wasn't it? But yeah, it's actually a really good film. It's not like super scary or anything like that, but it's just a good horror film. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Just kind of like, I'm pretty sure the camera that they used was from the time period as well, unless it's just a filter and I'm stupid and don't know anything, which could definitely be the case. I don't know. The music's fun. The vibe of it's fun. The movie itself is just a good experience. Nothing really to complain about there, but yeah, it's just a good film, and I definitely recommend it. It's a change of pace from like everything that's been coming out lately with like all the Conjuring type films and things like that, and things that really abuse jump scares. It's just a really good one. I don't know. Check it out. Number two would be Sator, film that came out in 2019. It's available on Tubi for free right now, and it got an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. This film is one that's kind of more along the atmospheric, like kind of horror kind of thing. Can't tell, I'm a really big fan of that kind of stuff. It's a slow burn, but don't let that deter you if you don't like slower movies. It's another one that really just kind of gets under your skin with the setting and the vibe and all that kind of thing. It is a genuinely creepy film, and I really did like that about it. It's about this family that I believe it takes place in the Appalachian Mountains. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but that's what it kind of looks like. It's like East Coast kind of mountainy vibe. But it's about this family that lives there, and their family's kind of getting torn apart by this demon, this entity that resides within the forest. The man who the movie's mostly about, his mom goes missing, and he's kind of trying to piece that together, I believe, and figure that out. Listen to these recordings that she was obsessively making about Sator, the demon himself, and kind of walks the path that she did to try and figure out what happened to her, and things go from there, and it's genuinely creepy, and I really recommend it. And it's probably going to be unlike anything you've seen recently, so definitely something worth checking out. Number one would be The Dark and the Wicked. It came out in 2020. It's available on Amazon Prime Video, YouTube, Google Play. This is the only one that you can't see for free, I believe. Besides maybe some honorable mentions that I'll throw in there. I'm not sure what they'll be available on. But this film got a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. Definitely my favorite film out of the 6, just because of the fact that this movie fucked me up. It is genuinely scary. It is terrifying. It made me so uncomfortable. And I'm a huge fan of horror. I don't get scared. I don't have my feathers easily rustled. But this movie fucked me up. It's another one that's kind of like a family being torn apart, like Sator. Takes place out in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's a lot of really good horror elements to it, with the lighting, the music, everything. How the camera angles, how they use the camera. It's terrifying. It's one that you're gonna want someone with you. And I'm not gonna say too much about the story. I'm gonna let you figure that out and let you watch it. I think it's only like $3 to rent, so it's not bad at all. And I definitely recommend you do. This film, I haven't heard a ton about, but it's from like other people like having seen it. You know what I mean? But it's fucking good. I definitely recommend it, and absolutely check it out if you are watching this video. This is, without a doubt, the one that I recommend the most, 100%. And then I'm just going to throw some honorable mentions in. I'm not going to throw in, like, where they're available on or, like, their ratings or anything like that. They're just other ones that I've seen that I've liked that I feel like people probably have seen before, instead of the ones that I mentioned beforehand that they probably haven't. Those would be The Witch, 28 Days Later, and The Deeper You Dig. The Deeper You Dig you probably haven't seen if you are watching this, but yeah, all three of those are very good films. With all of them, I probably have at this point. I don't know, thrown in pictures of like the movie, but yeah, those are all very good films. I'll put a list in the description below. But yeah, I really hope that you find some enjoyment in the movies that I've listed. Have heard of something new that you haven't seen before. But anyway, with that, I will say goodbye. Have a good night, and I love you.